Good morning, Dawgpound South campers. This is Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans for Sports Network. I'm your host, Steve Gill. It's Victory Monday. How improbable was that? If you were going to tell me the Browns would keep the Steelers out of the end zone and Myles Garrett would not have a sack, and Aaron Rodgers had the ball with like 29 seconds left in the game on a first and goal, and didn't get a touchdown, I would have thought you were crazy. So let's talk about it. Myles Garrett may not have gotten a sack, but he definitely affected the way Pittsburgh played on offense. I don't care what Mike Tomlin says. Aaron Rodgers was scared to death of getting the record sack against him. He was. You could see it. He was throwing the ball too early. He was jittery. He was paranoid. You can name any word you want to name. But they fashioned their offense around not letting Myles Garrett get the record-breaking sack. In a loss to New England, Myles had 5 sacks. In a win against Pittsburgh, Myles had no sacks. That's just incredible. That just shows you what kind of player he really is. Sure, offenses, what they do is they game plan for Myles Garrett. And you saw that against Buffalo. Buffalo really game planned against Myles Garrett, but still, he affected that game. I mean, the entire game, they were so worried about him getting the record sack against the Steelers and against Aaron Rodgers. The one quarterback Myles Garrett has never sacked. Hadn't played him that much, but still, that was impressive by the Cleveland defense. Mike Tomlin, I don't know who would want Mike Tomlin as a head coach. He coached that game like it was a Thursday night primetime. I mean, you got 29 seconds, you're first and goal. 3 out of the 4 plays, you target Denzel Ward, a Pro Bowl corner. What the heck was that? Sure, DK Metcalf not being there because of his idiocracy made a big difference. In the first game, he had 94 receiving yards. He could take a quick little pass and run 40 yards for a touchdown. They didn't have anybody. Their big, huge tight end, he got hurt and never came back. They still had weapons. They still had both their backs in the backfield, and they still had Freiermuth. But they literally played scared to death of Myles Garrett. I've never seen anything like that before. So, Browns now beat the Steelers. Shedeur Sanders becomes the second rookie quarterback under Kevin Stefanski, DTR being the first, to beat the Steelers. They have 4 wins, and now the Browns are currently drafting 7th. So, how did Shedeur Sanders do? Well, he was good. He was very good in the first couple of possessions in the first half. I believe he had a quarterback rating in the first half of 96. That's impressive, even with one of those interceptions. But the game changed when the Steeler player dropped a surefire pick 6. That was the change in the game. Shedeur is a rookie player. He's going to make mistakes. The interception where he threw across his body, it was like a punt. I mean, can't do that. He's still learning. Now the question comes. I mean, he's going to play against Cincinnati, and it sounds like Joe Burrow and all the starters are going to play against the Browns. So there's no resting. If I'm Cincinnati, I don't know why you play Joe Burrow. I mean, with his propensity for getting hurt, and Myles Garrett, I believe Myles Garrett has, out of all the quarterbacks, has the most sacks against Joe Burrow. If I'm not mistaken, I think he sacked Burrow 11 times. So Cincinnati's going to try to out Joe Burrow. Wow. I wouldn't do it if I were them. I mean, if he gets hurt, Zach Taylor might be fired before the fourth quarter. He might. So Browns offense, Steelers made great adjustments. Browns first two possessions got 10 points. I'll take it. Luckily, the interceptions that Shedeur threw didn't lead to Pittsburgh points, which is also very impressive. So, I mean, before that last drive, I believe the Steelers were 3 of 15 on third down. They got the ball with 1:40, and in a blink of an eye, they were down on the 7-yard line. You knew it. I knew it. You knew it. Everybody was sitting there thinking, oh, God, they're going to get a touchdown. They're going to go for 2, and they're going to win. No, they didn't. Browns defense stepped up. Players stepped up. Grant Delpit stepped up. Alex Wright now has, I believe, 6.5 sacks. And since getting his contract extension, has 2.5 sacks. So definitely Alex Wright is definitely a force and qualified for that contract extension. Tyson Campbell, number 7, played like a demon yesterday. That was a trade that worked out great for the Browns. And he's still under contract for next year. So even if Martin Emerson, I don't think they're going to bring back Martin Emerson. I really don't. They need to find a slot corner. That's what they need to do. Campbell on one side, Ward on the other side, boom. But they're going to have to sign a slot DB. I don't know if Martin Emerson can play that position. I don't know how his rehab is doing. But all in all, the offense did what they had to do. Steelers defense is not easy. I mean, it's the most expensive defense in the NFL right now. And they're good. But to go out there and to get that 10-point lead, which is all they really needed, if you look back on it, they needed that 10 points, 2 possessions, field goal, and a touchdown to Harold Fannin. Hopefully he'll be okay. He was listed as questionable with a groin injury. Looks like he re-injured it. I would love to see him against Cincinnati. But all in all, I was very impressed with it. And Jerry Jeudy, I don't care what everybody says, he is a solid number 2 wide receiver. So, and he stepped up big time. Let's take a quick break. All right, now the next thing, the big talk of the town is, will Kevin Stefanski be back? I don't buy what Tony Grossi has been selling for the last, week, that Kevin Stefanski wants out. There are only 32 head coaches in the world in the NFL. Only 32. It's an elite job. And Kevin Stefanski, to give up, I just don't see that in a head coach's nature. They are ego-driven, just like GMs in the NFL. If somebody said, well, he's got a big ego. Yeah, sure he has a big ego. He's supposed to have a big ego. So I think he's going to be back. I think this is, if they can beat Cincinnati and end the season against 2 division rivals with victories, he's definitely going to come back. So now what happens quarterback position? Sure, they're going to bring Shedeur Sanders back. Sure, he's going to compete for the starting job. He's a 5th-round draft pick. I mean, everybody praised the 49ers when they made Brock Purdy the starter because he was the last player drafted. Sure, they had to pay him later, but hey, as long as he's on that rookie contract, you damn right you bring him back. So I'm just happy. I'm a draft guy. I follow the draft. I get ready for it, but I also follow free agency and trades, and that's how you build this offense back up. You go out, you either trade or sign the best tackle you can find. You draft one. You also, right now, they're not really in the position to draft a quarterback, and I'm not going to waste draft capital jumping up to number one. Last year, it's well known they like Cam Ward. And they called Tennessee. So Tennessee said no because they wanted their generational talent. By the way, Tyler Shuck outplayed Cam Ward yesterday. He really did. Tyler Shuck is the best rookie quarterback of this draft right now. And that's insane. But, you don't waste draft capital on drafting a quarterback. So what do? Well, you're going to have to get a veteran. And don't say Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is going to be holding a clipboard. He's going to be wearing a baseball cap. He's not, at most, he might be the third string quarterback. Might be the third string quarterback. He might end up on the practice squad and just sit there as your emergency and not do anything. So that's fine. But he's not going to play again. So you've got Shedeur Sanders. You've got Dillon Gabriel. I'd bring in a vet. I know a lot of people don't like Geno Smith, but he'd be a good. Malik Willis really, really has impressed me over the years, and I know the Browns liked him when he came out in the draft. Andrew Berry really liked him. So I would not be surprised if they could get their hands on Malik Willis. That would not surprise me one bit. He would be the perfect backup veteran. So what do you do with Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders? Well, you let Shedeur and Malik Willis and Dillon Gabriel fight for the starting position. I mean, competition. You don't just hand the ball over to Gabriel or to Sanders. You don't. You got to have some competition. He would be perfect. Geno Smith wouldn't be bad either as a veteran, who you hope never plays. But he can, your veteran backup can come in and get you a win every once in a while. Jacoby Brissett was win one, lose two, but he had his best season under Kevin Stefanski. So, and don't say Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs won one game in his NFL career. I don't get the fixation with Josh Dobbs. So that's what you do. You roll back, you let Berry fix the offensive line, wide receiver. Right now, they're in a perfect position to get a wide receiver with that number 7 pick. And they need one. They need one. If Carnell Tate is there at 7, please, for the love of God, take him. But any of the top wide receivers would do for me. But if Tate's there, hell yeah. So, and then you get your tackle, and then you can still draft tackles. You'll sign, you'll trade. I want them to treat the offensive line, especially the tackle room, like they did the quarterback room, where they got a lot of them and weeded them out. So they need to fix that off. They fix the offensive line. They sign a wide receiver or trade for one, which Andrew Berry has been good at. And then you make Judy your number 2. You got Cedric Tillman, Jamari Thrash. Sorry. You keep Malachi Corley around because that guy can do that end around stuff, and he's very successful at it. So you keep him. Larbadan, yeah. Bring him back. See what happens. My only concern is who they will hire to be the special teams coach. They are going to have to find somebody who's credible. I know going in, they thought Bubba Ventrone was credible, but again, they allowed on that last drive. Where did the Steelers get the ball? I mean, they were near midfield. I mean, crucial mistakes on kick coverage. So, why not? Let's change out the special teams coach. Get some players in here. They can play special teams. I know they had some, but all of them got hurt. But still, let's get a better coach in here to play special teams. Also, Jeffrey Champion is message, and I've got a couple. He's got a couple ideas here. Yeah, Sanders does have in the last 2 games, 3 games, 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's why they need a veteran quarterback. And he also brings up the fact that Mac Jones is out there. Spencer Rattler, I don't think so. But, Tua, they're not going to bring in Tua. Sorry, he's too expensive. You already got a high-priced quarterback on the roster that you're waiting to get rid of in 2027. Let's not go there. But I agree. If they can get Mac Jones, David Mills, Geno Smith, Spencer Rattler, Malik Willis, yeah, go for it. They're going to need a veteran backup quarterback. My personal favorite is Willis. Like I said, Andrew Berry likes him. Always liked him coming out. So, yeah, if they can get Willis, and then they could, they'll bring back Sanders, let him compete for the starting position again. He'll get first-team reps. I know that's a big thing everybody worries about. I don't worry about it. But is he definitely the starter next year? Not yet. Like Jeffrey Champion posted, he's thrown, let me put it up here so everybody can see it. There it is. Yeah. 3 games, 2 touchdowns, 7 interception. Whew. Yeah, they need a veteran quarterback. Jeffrey is exactly right. They need a veteran quarterback. And there is potential on this list. Tua is the only one I don't see him getting. Spencer Rattler, but the others, Mac Jones, David Mills, Geno Smith, Malik Willis, yeah. Let's bring them in. Let's fix the offense. Get a better offensive line. Get some more weapons. Bring in Willis or one of these guys and tell them, look, you're going to compete for the starting job with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. May the best man win. Competition breeds good quarterbacks. So is it a guarantee that Sanders will start next year? No, it is not a guarantee that Sanders will start next year. And they shouldn't tell him that he is a starter next year. Let him come in, compete. He's already got a leg up. And if you keep Stefanski and keep Tommy Rees, this offense will get better. It will. Right now, they're relying on a lot of rookies and an offensive line that is not the greatest in the world. You hope Joe Bitonio comes back. It's sounding like he might want to give it one more shot. I know he loves the offensive line coach. So, you keep that coaching staff together. Bitonio comes back. Taven Jenkins, definitely bring him back. If Posick is up for a 1-year deal, I thought Luke Whippler played pretty good. Bring back KT Levinston. I know early in the season I was down on him and I was high on Cam Robinson. Now I'm just the opposite. I'm high on KT Levinston. Bye-bye Cam Robinson. How he was former first-round pick, I have no earthly idea. Just goes to show you, all GMs don't make great decisions. Usually, since Andrew Berry's been GM, the average success rate of GMs in the NFL is between 41 and 44%. So if you think they're going to hit on every draftable player, you're crazy. It's just not going to happen. Well, everybody enjoyed Victory Monday. I know I am, and it comes especially sweeter because it's the Steelers. One stat I didn't realize, Kevin Stefanski at home is 12-6 versus the AFC North. And he's won 2 in a row. Well, yeah, 2 in a row against Steelers in Cleveland. So 3 in a row. So, yeah, let's just I'm ready to roll it all back. I know Jimmy Haslam likes stability, and the stable thing to do would bring everybody back, fix the offense, and if it doesn't work, goodbye. 2027 comes around, you'll have a new coach, probably a new GM, and Deshaun Watson will be gone. So he's going to be gone no matter what in 2027. But yeah. Let's run it back, see what happens, okay? I think they can be successful. The schedule, if you really look at it and you're honest with yourself, it's not that hard. This past schedule was a killer. That schedule next year looks pretty darn good. I mean, you play the NFC South and the AFC South. You play the Raiders, the Giants, and the Jets as your extra 3. Indianapolis, pooped their pants and now they're not making the playoffs. I'm very impressed with the way the Jags have played. By the way, their pick is a 28th pick. Houston is up and down. As for the NFC South, they're playing this weekend for the title of probably the worst division in the NFL. They're terrible. I mean, I know Carolina is a very nice story with Bryce Young, but Baker Mayfield has just dropped. Like I was saying on the pregame show yesterday, my wife's family lives in Tampa, and they're all big Buccaneers fans. And right now, the media is saying, he's got one more year on his contract, 2026. And right now, the Tampa media is saying, do not re-sign him. How bad is that to go from a possible MVP to all of a sudden you're looking at maybe your last year in Tampa? Wow. So next year's the schedule right now, it can change because we don't know when they're playing. We know they don't have to go to England because they've already played their foreign game, which they should have won. Defense let them down. So let's roll it all back. And finally, thank you, Andrew Schmidt, for turning your season around. I mean, come on. You got to give the kid credit. He had a terrible game, the first game. Terrible. Fans were calling for him to be cut. They stuck with him. He turned it around, and now he's a very good kicker. And they're going to need it next year. One change they need to do, and I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Special teams coach. New special teams coach. All right. That's it for this morning. This has been the Cleveland Browns Dawgpound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network, brought to you by Hemisphere Coffee. They shake the hands of the farmers. Listen, I used to own a coffee shop. My wife and I owned it for 5 years. I know what good coffee tastes like. And it's not Starbucks. They burn their beans. They're bitter, and their coffee is terrible. You want good coffee, Hemisphere Coffee. So everybody, have a great day. And as always, thank you for watching, listening, subscribing, and and following. Go Browns. Great victory Monday. I love it when they beat the Steelers. Who doesn't?